What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to the Warzone Sports Network. Oh, man, having a lot of fun backstage before the show started. We're all pumped for the Super Bowl tomorrow. Get through this nonsense, get through the Joe Burrow mania, crown the Rams. It'll be fun. I'm sure you can't tell who I will be rooting for tomorrow. We're going to pick the games, give your predictions, MVPs, storylines, whatever you want over there. In the comments. Also, too, while you're here, please hit the subscribe button. Help us continue to grow and fight the good fight against, all these platforms that hate us. All of them. They're all banning us. They all hate us for some reason. Notification bells and whatever. But really get in the comments, engage with us, and say whatever you like. These two gentlemen went to the NFL fan experience yesterday. And I think we're going to start. Joe, you want to start this off? You want to talk a little bit about the NFL fan experience at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but first, I heard you say something about the Rams. And you want to crown them, Tony? Crown them! It was stuck in my head. I don't know why. But once you said, let's crown them, I was like, all right, I'm going to do the Dennis Green thing right now. Omar, what's up, man? Are we having a watch? No, I'm not. We're not having a watch party on the Super Bowl. Because the Super Bowl, I can't stand people because most people only go for the damn commercials and it pisses me off.
I think that's a healthy boundary too, Joe. That's our one boundary. Super Bowl Sunday, whether we're watching together or not, we'll go ahead and we'll just watch it.
I don't even allow people in my house. Like people are like, "What are you doing for the Super Bowl?" No, you ain't coming over. Don't worry about it. You ain't coming over because all you're gonna do is talk to the damn game, and then you want to go. Did you see that commercial? That was so amazing, right? I don't give a damn about the commercial. What's up, Bradley Winter?
I always go and meet up with a friend of mine, and he lives down in San Diego, but he's moving to Virginia. So I'm going to be a free agent next year. Either one of you want to, scoop me up and be like, hey, you're running a Super Bowl, buddy.
Yeah, maybe.
Yep. My door's open, Mike.
I won't wear a sweater. I promise not to wear a sweater.
Oh, you could put a sweater in my beautiful face on there if you want. Make sure you get the good dimple, though.
So anyways, Mike and I went to the fan experience, and we were trying to tell Tony a little bit about our experience. Some of it, overall, great thing. And if you guys have never been to the NFL fan experience, and the NFL's not the only one that does it. I was telling Mike, WWE does it. There's an all-star game. So anytime there's a big event in your town, they're going to have an experience weekend. Got to go to it. So Mike and I went to the NFL experience. Guys, it's not that expensive. Trust me, it's not that expensive. It was $20 to get in. If Mike and I paid a couple extra bucks and they gave us the VIP, what was it called? Fast Pass, Mike, which only worked on certain events. So it probably wasn't even worth it to begin with. But we got to meet a lot of players. Isaac Rochelle is one of the guys that we ran into just walking around, right? And he's there. If you guys don't know Isaac Rochelle, he used to play for the Chargers 2 years ago. This year he played for Indianapolis Colts. He's big on TikTok, along with his wife, who has her own account, and she's big on there. Mike and I walked up to him. We started talking to him, have a great conversation with him. He shook my kids' hands, talked to them for a little bit. But here's the funny thing. Here's the bad thing. NFL players wear helmets, right, Tony? So you don't really know a lot of them unless they're like big-name guys, or in Isaac Rochelle's defense, he's on TikTok, so everybody knows him a little bit more than we should. He's standing next to somebody that we know is an NFL football player, has the size, has everything to be an NFL player, and we don't know who the hell it is. And we're looking at him, and he's laughing because we're talking to Isaac Rochelle, but nobody's talking to him, and we still, till today, don't know who that damn player is, Tony. So whoever that player is, sorry. I apologize that we didn't talk to you.
I think he's a D lineman. I don't know why. He just gave me D lineman vibes. He was tall and lengthy, so he could have been like a wide receiver, like a tight end, but he just felt like he was too built, right, Joe? He felt like he was more built for down low.
He had a Chris Godwin look, but a bigger D lineman body.
Yeah. I don't know.
I wonder. Yeah, see, that's kind of interesting too, because you think that he would introduce himself or talk or whatever, right? Like, there'd be
nothing.
The groups were a little bit separate once we started talking to Isaac in his defense. It wasn't like we were like in a circle. It was like we pulled Isaac to the side. I just wanted to say hello to him, asked him if he even knew who I was on TikTok. He said no. But yeah.
See, that's kind of my thing, is that I'm really good with names and faces and memories. So I feel like I would be.
You would have figured it out.
I maybe could have figured it out, but at least then, like, I would have asked. I would have been there and I'd have been like, hey, what's up? You get the night off from the strip club bouncing? What's your deal? What are you doing here? Like, I would have needed to know why there was a giant man standing next to this other person.
Yeah, who was bigger than the guy who we knew was a defensive lineman.
Yes. Yeah.
But it worked out. We got at the fan experience they have, you could run the 40-yard dash, which Mike and I did participate in, and I smoked Mike, just to let you guys know.
That's not true. There's a video floating around the internet of a Chargers fan running next to 3 Raiders fans and just absolutely dusting.
They did they have a stage set up that you can get drafted. You actually pick every jersey there from every team. You write on your draft card what round, number 1 pick, Tony Tucker, Los Angeles Chargers, and the guy will actually read it, from the, with the number 1 pick in the 2020 draft or the 2022 draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select punter, Tony Tucker. And then you're standing there with the jersey. And then they have you walk over, and then you're, just like you're on stage doing the whole thing. It's pretty cool. They had a bunch of players there, a bunch of just all kinds of so many activities. Every Super Bowl ring from number 1 to 55 was there. Mike and I had fun. They had the lights, remember, from the halftime show with The Weeknd, where he's like running through, like all that. They had that. So we were messing around with that for a long time. What else did they have, Mike? They had
I thought that picture that your kids got with Shaq Griffin was pretty cool.
Oh, Shaq Griffin, yeah.
Yeah.
He like with the one with Jake like this.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Shaq Griffin was there. And then, of course, Mike and I bought – okay. Mike, can I say the price that you got that ball for?
Yeah.
Okay. So we go – they have the hugest NFL store that you could ever think of. The hugest, biggest NFL store. So we go in there. Mike and I showed – the event started at 3. We showed up at, 12? We parked. We get in there. We go to the NFL store, which is open. And they have all kinds of, like, Super Bowl balls, footballs, and all that. And we were like, well, we got to buy footballs because we got to get them signed. So we grab them. We go and pay for them. I buy 2 of them. Mike buys 1. I buy 2 of them for my kids. $50 for me, $50. So 2 plus 50 or 50 plus 50 is $100, right? Well, then I'm walking by Mike, and I hear the lady go, "That's not right price." And I hear Mike go, "Oh, okay." And she goes, Mike asked her something about a discount. She's like, "Well, I guess you could consider this your discount." And she gave him the price of the ball, that same ball that was rang up, for $22.
Yeah.
Mike got a ball for $22.
Call that God bless America and strategically asking that question. Anytime I ever end up in a mix-up like that, where it's like they're about to undercharge me for something, that's when you go ahead and say, "Do you guys have a military discount by any chance?" Timing was great. You got to give me credit for that, Joe. Because it was like right when she was on the computer, like, "How do I get the right price for this?" And that's when I asked her, and she goes, "Well, this could be your discount," and then gives it to me.
Here you go.
Well, you didn't even have to show anything. You just got to go, "Hey, is there a military discount?"
That's all Mike did, and she was like,
"Here you go." Asked that a lot at the LA Convention Center. To be fair,
if I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I abused that privilege, because I already feel enough shame for not going into the military, right? That I could never then abuse the privileges that they get, the very little privileges that we give our servicemen and women. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, my free Red Lobster once a year is awesome, but they didn't even have a military discount either. She said no, they don't even have one. So I wasn't getting one no matter what. She was just being nice. So shout out to whoever that was. If you're watching, I know you probably are. This probably gets you because we're super famous. I saw that comment. That's very smart. That's something that me and Joe would never think of.
Here's the funny thing. You don't know the person. He's just large. He could be just a trainer for all we know. It could just be a really muscular dude. And instead you're like, "Hey, just hold still. Can you I need better light because Google's not going to recognize all your features because there's a shadow on half your." You might as well just be like, "Hey, bro, what's your deal? What's going on?"
My guess is a Colts depth player, because that's what Isaac Rochelle is, because he wasn't like getting swarmed by people. They were just hanging out in a group.
Yeah.
Isaac Rochelle's wife was talking to more people than any of those players that were in that group or any of the people in that group.
I used to when you go out to the clubs in LA, most of the bouncers are former like failed college football players. And all the time I'd walk up to him, I'd be like, "Where'd you play college ball?" They'd be like, "Oh yeah, I was at, I went to Iowa State, or I went to, like Dubuque or like some small school, and I was going to transfer." They all have a story. They all want you to recognize them or remember or know that they could have or did play college football, whatever it is. Like, they want to talk about it. That dude probably wanted to say his name or something, but they just don't. I took a picture one time, and there in the photo was Andy Samberg, like Sacha Baron Cohen, somebody else, right? And then they were like so excited to meet Jonah Hill, meet all these people, right? And then Aziz is like, "Hey, what about me? I'm on TV. I'm funny. I'm famous." Like Aziz was mad because he didn't get recognized, so he said his own name. It's like he wanted people to know who he was. We're like, "Yeah, we kind of know you. You're from the Human Giant show." He wasn't really famous at that time.
We also ran into our old friend Fernando Ramirez.
Oh yeah,
Compas on the beat. And I almost had to knock him out because when I first hit him up and I was like, "Hey," because he knew we were going down there, and he was like, "Come talk to me," because they were on Radio Row all week. I don't know if you knew that, Tony. And he was like, "Come talk to me." And then when I first hit him up and said, "Hey, we're here," he's like, "Oh, I'm busy. I'm waiting for a guest." And so Mike looks at me. He goes, "Dang, Ian Rappaport didn't even blow us off that bad." Because Ian, the story about Ian Rappaport coming up and meeting us, and then ended up we met Fernando, and guess who the guest that he blew us off for? So we kind of gave him a little bit of leeway on this one because his guest that he waited for, Pat McAfee.
Like, okay, well, I mean, it's understanding that you didn't want to come hang out with the Warzone guys.
Yeah. Also, too, like, that's a really good opportunity for him because if the Chargers are as good as I think they are going to be next year, then they might be reaching out to reporters to have on the show. Not necessarily sure he's the guy they'd get, but if they build a rapport, it could be like, "Hey, let's bring on the guy from wherever."
Yeah, I agree. Nothing, Tony. We can't talk
Let's just say he won't be that guy. Anyway, Colts are having the same outcome next year. Chargers first round playoff exit next round to the Browns. Anyways, we got guys, Super Bowl predictions. Let's just. Oh, Mike, we should have had that clip ready of when we were on Total Access yesterday. That would have been a good clip to show right now. I don't know if you got to see that one, Tony.
I could probably get it here in time. You guys just keep distracting them, and I'll just get it.
They had a stage set up where where we actually got to sit on the Total Access stage with the microphones and then the talk. They had Willie McGinnis talk, and then we cut into it, which was pretty damn awesome. Let's see. Altrell Roll cost the Cowboys. These guys are going off about everything but this Super Bowl. Everything but the Bengals versus the Rams. They're talking about it in the chat right now.
Well, yeah, okay. So we spent 15 minutes on that. Let's talk some Super Bowl 56. And I would like to hear. There's a lot of people that are watching in the chat right now. We really appreciate that. I wanted to talk about this in the favorite storylines. Like, if there is one or something that you're like, I don't know, excited to see. There's the Matthew Stafford one. But I think just like, for me, after I saw that speech for the Walter Payton Man of the Year from Whitworth,
yeah,
I am really rooting for this guy to win a Super Bowl. Like, at the stage, like at the end, for him to just say, like, "I'm done. I'm 42, and I'm going to just be an ambassador of the NFL, and I'm going to serve, and I'm going to wait to have my ticket punched to the Hall of Fame." Like, I think Whitworth will be one of those guys that eventually gets in, like year 5 or 6, 10 years down the road when he retires. He'll be somebody that'll get in. He's the oldest offensive lineman to ever play in an NFL game. That alone is worth at least a mention. But I'm excited to see like the speech, because I will not lie. When Aaron Rodgers was giving his speech, was anybody else sitting there waiting for him to be like, I'm going to retire from the game of football? When he was giving that speech and like saying goodbye to Green Bay, I was like, this dude's going to do it. He's going to burn the internet to the ground right now. He's just going to go, I'm retiring from football. Even if he didn't stick with it, I would have loved to have seen that. But I think Whitworth is maybe like my favorite storyline.
So you wanted him to come up there and be like, I want to take this opportunity to announce that I'm going to step away from the game that I love. I'm retiring. And then like after the show, sometimes be like, gotcha. Is that what you
want? Not a gotcha moment, but like for him to just retire and then 2-3 months later, he's being traded or whatever. We'll go through the, like around draft time. April will come and they'll be like, what's going on with Aaron Rodgers? The draft is coming up. Where's he being traded to? Because he's going to have to make a decision soon. The Packers are going to have to figure out where they're going to move, where they're going to pivot. Because I do think that like we could see a lot of quarterback movement this offseason just because of how things have been working out. Before it was like you traded for a quarterback because he was all-time great. Peyton Manning goes to the Broncos. It's all-time great. Tom Brady goes. He's all-time great. But now it's working out with Matthew Stafford where you can bring in a veteran quarterback. So you're telling me that Russell Wilson may be unhappy and teams aren't going to call? I keep saying this over and over again. If I'm the Titans, I'm calling Green Bay and Seattle every day until one of them says, yeah, we want it. Like, we'll take it. We're rebuilding or they're not long for here, whatever it is. I get the Titans aren't rebuilding. I don't know. I'm not reading this, but
the Buccaneers did it last year. I would say that they're maybe not the first like super team, but we've seen teams build from within really well and just have a bunch of elite players in the team just from building from within. I think the Buccaneers last year was like the first edition of like the Miami Heat when they got together with LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and D Wade. And then the Rams kind of copied it this year. 2 years in a row, Super Bowl trips for the teams that put all the chips in.
Yeah, but also look at it like, to me, Bucs is more like the Broncos, right? They were a solid team, but they needed the veteran quarterback. If you look at the Titans, they're more like the Rams. It's like They're not necessarily rebuilding. They're a playoff team, but you need a quarterback that still has 3-4 years left. And in Russell's case, he probably has 7 or 8. Why not bring him there? I've already talked about it. Let's see her collab with Dwight Yoakam and Garth Brooks. She'll be fine.
It is perfect. It is perfect for the Titans, and we want all the smoke. Come on over. A-Rod, go to the Broncos. Russ, go to the Raiders. We want it.
The NFC.
Great quarterbacks and no mention of Sam Darnold anywhere.
Justin Fields will be like dominating the NFC in 48 months if all of those NFC quarterbacks are gone.
You see my post, Tony? 2024, Bears are going to win it.
Oh, I like that. That's a fun prediction.
In Vegas, the Bears win the Super Bowl.
Oh, that would be awkward. I didn't know it was in Vegas. That's the next chance I have to go, so never mind.
I feel like he's the perfect quarterback for a week in Vegas because he's so introverted. Like, I just don't think I couldn't imagine at a strip club. He'd just be like, I can't be here right now.
You better not be at the strip club on Super Bowl weekend, Tony.
Come on, it's Vegas. I'm not saying the night before, but I'm saying Wednesday night, hit a buffet.
Wednesday night.
Be easy. What's going on? Stafford will choke tomorrow. I don't know. I
disagree with that.
I'm looking at the Rams as, like you said, like find the storyline, and the Rams have more people that I am finding myself rooting for or the storylines with. And I think you and I talked about this a couple of days ago, the Eric Weddle story and what's going on with him not playing football for 3 years, coming back right before the playoffs, leading the team in tackles in the NFC Championship, and now in the Super Bowl wearing the helmet with the play calling. That's like a great storyline. The Odell Beckham Jr. storyline is something else. And then the Bengals just have people that I hate, like Eli Apple. What the hell is Eli Apple running his stupid-ass mouth for? Sorry to say that. But why is he running his mouth? He's not that great of a player. He's good, but he's not a Jalen Ramsey type level to be able to call people out.
Not even close to he's not even the best corner on his team. Maybe not the second best corner on his team. Him and Awuzie are probably pretty close when we talk about actual cornerback play. Yeah, I think you guys nailed it all on the head there. Hit it. Wow, that was bad. I think you guys definitely got all the storylines for the Rams. I think for the Bengals, we could just talk about how they are big underdogs and how they are a super young team. It's kind of cool to see a team this young who was mostly built from within go this far. It doesn't seem like it's possible in today's day and age. I know the Chiefs are a team that's mostly built from within, but they were big underdogs in every game but the Raider game, right?
Are you talking about the Bengals?
I'm not trying to take a shot at the Raiders.
Yeah, I thought you were low key. I was like, okay, I'm good at that.
Oh, that game was probably. I mean, I bet you the Raiders were underdogs, but it was probably close.
Yeah, it was. It shouldn't have been. The Raiders shouldn't even been in the playoffs. Anyways,
that's a different tangent, Tony.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that road. I will say.
We said different tangent, Joe.
I will say this. The other thing that I think has kind of been like not talked about was that Zac Taylor was on that. He was on the coaching staff, right? Of the last time the Rams went to the Super Bowl, they got the job with the Bengals. So like, it's not like Sean McVay has some added bonus of like he was the head coach of the team, but it's like Zac Taylor was still there. He still knows. He was able to absorb all the things that Sean McVay did. I do, however, think that like one storyline that is bothering me is they're like, Matthew Stafford did it. He got to the Super Bowl. And if he wins, Jared Goff got to the Super Bowl and he got rewarded with the greatest coach and quarterback combination of all time. And this guy gets second-year quarterback, third-year head coach, Bengals in the Super Bowl. Like, it's a very drastic
100%,
comparison between the two. Like, Stafford's hill to climb is a hill. Goff had to climb a freaking mountain to beat Belichick's defense.
Yeah. That's another thing that I like about the Rams and why I think that they're going to win. And it might be handedly. I'm calling it close, but it might be a blowout. Is because there is some players in this team that were on that team that lost to the Patriots, and they had to feel like all you needed was 14 points. You had to feel like that's a huge missed opportunity. And now you're getting this Bengals team, and I don't think that the Bengals are going to be terrible next year like you guys think. I think, Tony, you don't even have them making the playoffs or something.
They're not.
But, but I don't think that this is like the strongest team the AFC could have put out there. So this is another opportunity that if they lose, they're going to miss out on it, and they're going to cash in. They have to cash in.
Well, like you can go through the Bengals wins in the postseason and pinpoint what the other team losing the game against them. Like, it's not like the Bengals went out there and dominated all three playoff games to get to where they are, but they are where they are, and you can't take that away from them. I do. I'm not hating on some of the Bengals. I want to see some of the Bengals do their thing. But it just seems like the Rams have the bigger storyline. The Rams are in home, and that's going to drive a lot of people off. They don't want to see the home team win again, right? Yeah. Nobody wants to see that. But I was going to ask you guys this, and Afix just brought it up too.
Yeah, what is this?
The Sean McVay. Sean McVay's been like kind of hinting that he's going to retire at the end of this year. He actually mentioned it before the season. He kind of mentioned it because he says that he's seen too many of his friends or colleagues get to the point where they're burned out, where they're too old and they can't spend time with their family and friends. So he's actually been talking about it, and there was like a little rumor about it the other day or one of his press conferences kind of brought it up. So there is rumor out there that this could be Sean McVay's last game as the head coach of the Rams.
I need to make a TikTok about that. Holy cow. That's a big
I call bullshit.
Yeah, but he's engaged. She's not even married. Do they have septuplets in the oven or something? Is she pregnant with 7 kids? Like, there's no way this man steps away from this team. You at least retire when Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey are on their decline. You don't leave this team. You just traded for Matthew Stafford.
You got to go. He's only 36.
Yeah, go full-blown Sean Payton. Full-blown Sean Payton. Here, everyone take money. See ya. All right.
I
hadn't heard this story. I would have completely dismissed it.
My thing is, if he was really leaving, he wouldn't have let some of these assistants go or they might have not taken jobs thinking they could get the job here in LA.
That's true. If it was like known within, I guess, yeah, it's true.
I mean, if he's talking about it, he would talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe he's got a Josh McDaniels on this. Maybe it's what's his name, Mike McDaniel. Instead of McDaniels, he's going to pull a McDaniels. It's getting confusing. I hope somebody follows me. Maybe he'll sort of ghost the Colts, but he'll ghost the Dolphins in this case and come back and coach the Rams. It's a non-story as far as I'm concerned. I can't imagine this guy at 36 years old leaving a team with this much talent, especially Tom Brady's gone in the NFC. Aaron Rodgers might leave the NFC. Are you kidding me? Like, you're afraid of Kyler Murray? What's he going to throw another tantrum and pull everything off of his Instagram midseason next year? Like, you don't leave. You don't leave this team.
Speaking about Kyler Murray, he's doing a advertisement on TikTok. I don't know, Mike. You probably seen it.
I have not.
Where he pops up. Whoever did that camera angle did him dirty. Very bad. Did him dirty, and he looks way shorter than he is.
Oh, that's bad.
That's messed up.
I have to find the commercial because I'm very curious.
Like Tony, it's bad. Like I'm looking at
I know he's short, ghosting his social media, like just disappearing. They do a social media ad with him.
Ooh, this is an interesting argument that's being had here. Did Dak Prescott get robbed of the comeback player of the year? No, this is my problem with the awards. I don't feel like there's any sort of set standard. And so there's like a little bit of like Joe Burrow making it to the Super Bowl put him over the top. Mm-hmm. Like, because everybody going at the end of the regular season was like, Cowboys won their division. Dak was back. Look how well he played and put up numbers. And then all of a sudden the playoffs started to go and the Joe Burrow mania like blew out of control. I kind of feel like Dak was robbed of this award. Like, in that injury that he suffered, pretty freaking gruesome to snap your leg like that. I mean, Cam Akers tore his Achilles and he was back in like 5 months. I'm not like poo-pooing any of these guys' injuries. Joe Burrow's injury was horrible. I wouldn't want it. But I felt, okay, I'm kind of with you. Like, I think your boy got screwed. Doesn't matter. Cowboys suck and you're not making the playoffs either. So,
an argument that I saw, Dak came back and had a career year off this injury. Joe Burrow came back and just played his second year. I mean, it's not like he came back from eliteness to continue eliteness, or came back from, in Dak's case, what would you say, like edge of top 10 play and continued edge of top 10 play this last year. I do feel the same. I don't think it's a complete like robbery though. It's pretty close. If you include the playoffs, then I can see the argument for Burrow to get it, just because of everything that's going around him right now, and the buzz that's going around him right now is going to get everyone on his side. But if you're including the playoffs, then let's talk about MVP, because the buzz should be going towards Tom Brady in his retirement. And I saw Aaron Rodgers and a Green Bay Packers offense get stuffed in their first game of the playoffs this year.
That's my point.
They lost because of the offense, and Tom Brady went down guns a-blazing. So then Brady should have been the MVP if we're including playoffs.
But that is my point. Yeah, because when you talk about MVP, they go, oh, it's a regular season award. Yeah. Rodgers is a better. But now it's like, did Joe Burrow at least solidify the award with this run to the Super Bowl? That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't really look at what the vote count was or whatever. I don't know. I kind of thought it was Dak's award the whole time. And then a couple weeks ago, somebody goes, oh, Joe Burrow's comeback player of the year. And I go, oh, yeah, he did get injured at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And to Mike's point, and Afix just said, the comeback award seems to be the only award that counts for the whole season instead of just the regular season. Yeah, it seems like it. And the Bengals, like they said, the Bengals suck. We don't know what Joe Burrow was going to be. And Mike brought this up. We don't know how good Joe Burrow was. So what did he come back from? Like, we don't know how good he was going to be. Dak, we knew was a good quarterback and could come back to that level. But the guy who got robbed, and I'll tell you the guy who got robbed, Tony, and you guys haven't even brought him up. Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa of the San Francisco 49ers got absolutely robbed. When he went down last year in week 3 or 4, that killed the whole San Francisco defense, and you could tell how bad that hit him. Then he came back this year and got 15.5 sacks, Tony, and brought that defense back with him, took San Francisco back to the playoffs.
Joe, I'm not going to lie. I thought you were setting us up for one of those old school, like Nick Bosa got robbed. He got robbed of absolutely nothing. The Niners suck. I thought for sure you were going down that road. I was like, here it comes. And then he said something nice about the 49ers.
QB.
It's out there, right? Like, what did Dak Prescott? What did Dak do this year? Nothing. He didn't impress me at all this year. Did he? Like, I'm not joking around. Like, I'm just stating, like, Dak threw 5 touchdowns And great, he beat the Washington football team. He beat the New York Giants. He beat down the NFC East. Like, let's make him the comeback player of the year, maybe even MVP, because you could beat down some of the worst teams in the NFL. But what did that prove? When you got to the playoffs, it proved that your team didn't suck and they played lower competition, right? So Dak didn't come back from shit.
What? Joe, you can't keep saying this whole NFC East thing. I understand that the division sucks, but he played, 9 other games also that were not the NFC East? And maybe he could stat pad in those games. Which game did he stat pad in? That one where they dropped 50? I think that's it.
I should have taken pictures yesterday.
They ran the ball a lot this year in Dallas, and he still put up top 5 numbers.
Yes, I knew I should have taken the pictures, Tony. When we were in the NFL store yesterday, the only jersey and helmet that Mike kept grabbing that was autographed was Dak Prescott's.
He's such a fanboy. It's the worst. I know that, like, if I went to his house, he'd be like, Rose, you didn't take the Cowboy sheets off the bed? Tony's going to be here. I have to pretend like I'm a Chargers fan. What's going on? I don't have a
single piece of Cowboys gear. I got everyone else except for Cowboys and Raiders, just because I know if I get anything, y'all are both going to be on me.
Oh, it's already done. It's already done. I'm already photoshopping you in Cowboys gear.
That's enough. If the Chargers disbanded because our owner is a terrible person, I'll be a Rams fan. So there you go. Not even my second favorite team.
All right.
No, he'll be a Dak Prescott. Like, I'm not even sure if he didn't throw the Dak Prescott jersey in his bag and take off with that for $22.
Did you see that Tua post? There was Tony. You would have loved it too. There was a rack of jerseys that was like, I don't know, maybe like 50 jerseys or something just in this rack, and they're just all signed just by random players. You just pick one up, look at it. Oh, that's cool. Put it back because it's $300. But like, there was a Tua one, and I made a TikTok that said, "Why are they giving away free signed Tua jerseys at the Super Bowl experience?" But
let me go off topic one more time.
I did see that. That was funny.
We'll go off topic one more time.
Yeah.
There was a Justin Herbert autographed helmet. Very nice. It was like an off blue, pretty awesome helmet. Then right next to it was a Bo Jackson Raider helmet. The Justin Herbert one was $200 more than that Bo Jackson autographed helmet.
All-time great QB, all-time great running back. It's a big gap.
Well, okay. I would have done this. I do this sneaky thing, and when you get older, please, everybody, incorporate this into your life. Go, let me get this as like an early birthday present. Like, I'll just get it and whatever. And every 3 months, you get a new early birthday present leading up to your birthday. Like, it's a little trick. I would have tried to get the Justin Herbert helmet, but
yeah,
nobody cares about Bo Jackson. Like, the people who were there buying it, they only like Bo Jackson is just. It's a legend. It's like and he really didn't have a long enough career in baseball or football to be like an all-time great. He really was like a lot of potential that just we didn't get to the end.
Tony, I'm going to use that. People warned me about self-gift giving in marriage and how it happens. And for the first time in my marriage, my wife, 2 weeks out from her birthday, bought herself sandals for her birthday. She just messed up.
Hey, Mike, there was only one helmet that I wanted to buy yesterday. Did you see the one that I wanted?
Which one?
The Hunter Renfrow.
Oh, I didn't see the Hunter Renfrow one, actually.
But I looked at my wife, and I was like, and I kind of gave her the look like, I want to buy this. And she kind of gave me the look like, no.
There was stuff with everyone there. There was Dan Faust. Was the Hunter Renfrow one like kind of affordable compared to the others? Because
the Hunter Renfrow one was $375.
Oh yeah, that's really like
the one that I talked to you about, Tony, the Justin Herbert, $750.
Yeah, see, that would have been my wife would have been like, why don't you just stalk the man and get his autograph for free, and I'll buy you a Chargers helmet for $100.
But we tried that with Russ, and we didn't even get a damn sandwich.
Well, but I think that these guys are getting more savvy, and they're not signing things that people can turn around and sell on the internet. You know, like, so they keep it pretty strict. Who wants a Russell Wilson autograph on a Subway wrapper?
A ton of people, apparently.
That's why we were
people.
That's why we were.
He wasn't signing the wrapper, Tony. He was signing the sandwich with edible ink.
I'm so bad at autographs and like.
I told Mike if they would have let me in, I would have just walked in and be like, "Hey, you work here? Let me have that sandwich, though. Is there onions on this? All right, thanks, guy."
I'm just glad they gave us a screen to watch because it's like absolutely ridiculous just seeing these fans go in there. And there's like a bunch of diehard Seattle fans, so you could see their reaction, talking to Russ and stuff. He seemed like he was having a great time, and the fans were too. So that was cool at least. But how ridiculous it was after the end of their like initial conversation with the fan, and he goes, "All right, let me sign your sandwich for you."
Yeah, let me sign that. Let me sign that sandwich
Put
for
the
you.
sandwich on the table and start signing it.
Hey, okay, and then one last story of the NFL fan experience. I got to make fun of my wife a little bit. Partly my fault. My wife, Mike and I are in line for Russell Wilson. My wife walks and gets the kids a couple autographs from some other players. She gets back to us and she goes, "There was another player over there." And I was like, "Oh, yeah?" She goes, "Yeah, Cam something. There wasn't a line for him, but..." And I go, "Cam Jordan?" She goes, "Yeah, from the New Orleans Saints. He was just sitting there signing." And I was like, "Go get it. Like, go back." And they go get it, and they shut down the line right when she got there, and she missed it. But Cam Jordan was there just having a great time with the fans, too. I was like, oh, my gosh.
He seems like
Cam Jordan is going to be lights out in his post-career. He's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Straight to the lights and cameras, right?
Sports Times dude. WhoDey. He's big. Hey, Tony, shout out to him. Hey,
yeah. Sports Times dude, congratulations. Love this moment because if I'm still talking to you in 20 years, you'll be like, remember that time we pulled a Dan Marino and went to the Super Bowl in his second year? Oh, you thought you had it. You thought your luck and life had changed. It has not, my friend.
Don't do it to the Bengals fans. Let the Bengals fans have their moment, Tony.
Don't kill them until like next week, Tony. Like, let them watch the Super Bowl, cry over the loss, and then we can start pounding the Bengals fans and tell them how they're going back to the bottom next week.
I think we all agree that we got the Rams winning, and we'll give the score predictions later. But have you guys thought about the path for the Bengals to win? In my opinion, the path is a lot of Joe Mixon on the edges because you know those pass rushers are going to go after the quarterback. And T. Higgins.
It's all T. Higgins, middle of the field. You have to hit T. You got to attack those linebackers of the Rams, and you got to hit them with T. Higgins. And that's the only spot like that. That's the only spot the Rams are going to allow you to kill them all day is the linebacker position.
And then the other way, in my opinion, for the Bengals to win is a complete Matthew Stafford choke job, but it has to be terrible. It has to be a bad choke. It has to be.
Anybody know Uncle D?
It has to be bad. I do not.
I don't know Uncle D, but he's telling us to take the points.
I don't know who Jeff Nadeau likes the points, so all right, so take the points.
I don't like the points. You think the game's going to be within 4.5? I don't know.
Well, it was 4.5. It dropped to 4. At one point, it dropped down to 3.5, and now I think it's sitting back at 4.
Yeah, I think Tyler Boyd more so than T. Higgins, right? Like I think we forget how good he is, but one of those two guys is there. This is the other way that I have thought about it. Is like I know Aaron Donald's the best football player ever, right?
Here we go.
But hypothetically, let's just say that the defense doesn't overwhelm the offensive line. Let's say the offensive line is just like they're sick and tired of all the horrible things that have been said to them, and they play the game of their life. I think that it's a real problem. Now, I don't think the offensive line all of a sudden just goes from having giving up the second most sacks per pass attempt in the league this year. I don't think they figure it out against Floyd and Miller and Donald and all the other great pass rushers. But I think that's the way to success is that the offensive line just says like, hey, we are tired of this. And if we never play another good game for the rest of our life, like you're going to have to like carry our broken bodies off the field at the end of the game. I think that is the only path to success for the Bengals is that the offensive line plays like top ranked PFF grades all the way for a full day.
They all have.
I would take the bet of Aaron Donald 3 or more sacks.
That's what it is. 3 sacks. Damn.
I would take the over on that. I think he's going to dominate. I I think this whole we saw what was it, Simmons that was tearing this line up, Tony? Simmons.
Yep.
And Simmons compared to Aaron Donald, where are they?
It's a big difference. It's a big difference. And Simmons is not saying Simmons isn't good. He's a Pro Bowl level player, but there's a difference between Pro Bowl and 7 straight All Pros and 3 Defensive Player of the Years.
Yeah, I get it. I really like Simmons. I think he's a good player, but I do understand.
Yeah.
I don't think there's necessarily like a huge difference skill level wise, but I think the problem is the respect and attention that you give somebody who's done it for so long, like Aaron Donald. And that's what is going to allow, I think, a lot of these other guys to be more effective. And then when you're like, oh, hey, we really got to get max protect on this one because Miller and Floyd are coming from the outside, you got to go one-on-one with Aaron Donald in this play, and he's going to eat your lunch. He's going to go in there and yeah.
I feel like they can get creative and give Burrow a little bit more time early on in the game. But it just feels like this Rams D-line, even up until last week, their 20th game of this season are going full speed for 4 quarters. There's many times where we saw the Chargers D-line in overtime just gassed. These guys aren't slowing down, and they got depth. They rotate their guys in. Fourth quarter, I hope it doesn't because I want to see the best Super Bowl we possibly can see. But I think third, fourth quarter, we could see what we saw with Mahomes last year, running for his life. And unfortunately for Burrow, he's nowhere near as mobile, and he cannot throw like Mahomes.
No.
Yeah, and I don't know if we're going to get to our predictions right now. And if you want me to get to that, Tony, I don't know where you want to go.
Let's do it.
Oh.
Well, but I can tell you right now, in my honest opinion, and I could be dead wrong, but I feel that this game is going to be close. I feel the Rams are going to get a good, comfortable lead, and the Bengals are going to have to play catch-up all game and never come back. And that's how I feel this game is going to be. I feel the Rams will have it from the opening kickoff all the way to the end.
Yeah, I have it at like a 29-24 football game. I got into an argument yesterday on Raw Mind Show with somebody who also tells me Aaron Donald is the best defensive player who ever played football. I'm like, better than Deion, better than Lauren. He's like, better than ever. I'm like, I hate you. You're such an idiot. And he's old like me. He watched all these guys play. He's like 42 years old. I'm like, you're such a moron. But anyways, we got into it, and so then I was like, screw it. Aaron Donald's in this game? I didn't know Aaron Donald was in the game. And I was being an asshole, and I was like, 40-12. Aaron Donald's worth, what is he going to score? 2 touchdowns in this game? A couple strip sack fumbles? Honest opinion is that the Rams go to like some sort of prevent. They start rushing 3 instead of putting a little more pressure on. I think 29, 24, 29, 21, but it's closer. It's not a blowout, but it's like a score game. Like it's right there. I just don't see the Bengals this being like a great matchup for them. And everybody goes, "Oh, well, look at what they did against the Titans when they got sacked a bunch of times." Ryan Tannehill, Ryan Tannehill.
You're right.
It's just not the same. And I don't think that Ryan Tannehill I have ever thought as the kind of quarterback that Matthew Stafford is. And I'll tell you this much, he definitely doesn't have the ability with his arm, and he doesn't have Cooper Kupp. Like, Cooper Kupp has put together the best season by any wide receiver I've ever seen in my life. And like, just in one single season, it has been nonstop from day one to 2 weeks ago.
Exactly.
It is the best season I've ever seen. Every week, it's double-digit catches, 100 yards, multiple scores. Like, the guy's just been so consistently great all year. I feel like he should have gotten MVP votes.
And go back and look at if you guys are watching, I know you guys have probably already studied and seen it many times, but the last drive of the Buccaneers game and the last drive, other than that one bad throw in the 49ers game, both times Matthew Stafford stepped up to the plate and hit a home run. Both drives. Game-winning field goal, and then, of course, the Buccaneers where they hit Cooper Kupp up the middle of the field.
Well, and I always laugh when you're watching a Rams game and they go, and they put up the keys of the game and whatever, and then for the opposing defense, stop Cooper Kupp. And then they go, we talked to so-and-so, and they said that they practiced all week on how to stop Cooper Kupp. They're going to double team, and they're going to do this. And then, like Tony said, Cooper Kupp goes for double-digit receptions, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns. It's like, you double-teamed him the whole game, and he still kicked your ass? And why are we expecting him not to do that? Like, why are people expecting him not to show up in the Super Bowl? Like, he's going to be there. He's going to put up the points. He's going to put up the stats. Cooper Kupp's going to be untouchable, unstoppable in the Super Bowl, and it's going to be one of those games. Matthew Stafford isn't going to. He might make one mistake, but he's not going to make the mistakes that the Ryan Tannehills make, the Derek Carr made. So that's why I'm seeing it. Like, and I don't think Sean McVay will even allow that. He'll pull him back before it gets too tough, because they have the running backs to go along with it, that they can slow this game down to the pace that the Rams want to play it. Yeah,
you can only slow down Cooper Kupp for so long, especially because of OBJ, and that's why this pickup was so key. The Rams have put, and especially here in these playoffs, have put full trust that if they need to go to OBJ, they're going to go to OBJ. That's something that I don't think the Browns ever really did, was that full trust in OBJ, and he's another guy that's been very good in these playoffs for them. And when you double up Cooper Kupp, you're leaving single coverage over there. And if you don't got the DBs to do it, you got to come off of him. You got to come into a zone. And then Cooper Kupp can read plays like a quarterback. I didn't know that was a big part of his game until this year when he started talking about it a little bit more. We started to see a little bit more of the breakdowns. He goes up to the line and looks at it and reads the cover two and adjusts his routes. And Matthew Stafford and him are on the same page there. And that's impressive as a receiver. That's next level stuff as a wide receiver.
And that's kind of the thing that keeps him going too, is his ability to move into the slot and not just be like a decoy or run one route. He runs every route Julian Edelman ran, except bigger and stronger and faster. It's like it's Julian Edelman on steroids with a quarterback who can get him the football anywhere, anytime. And that was something I don't think Jared Goff had. And I think that part of the problem with Baker is not that he didn't want to get him the ball. It's that the other team knew that OBJ wanted the ball and he wanted to force him the ball. And Baker is not really great yet at reading the defense. Like, if you look at a lot of his interceptions, it's just late balls or kind of just fuck it balls. Like, OBJ needs a catch or he needs a target or whatever. Here you go. And it's like bounce off the helmet or hands interception. Like, he just isn't the quarterback that Matthew Stafford is. And that comes from a long time of losing and sucking with the Detroit Lions. And then once again, having like a Dan Marino style arm doesn't hurt.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. Baker can't really just stand in the pocket and be a pocket passer. You got to design everything for him. And you can't do that. You can't do that and expect like season-long passing success that way. You're going to have to stand there and read progressions and throw the ball.
Well, that's why I thought, Stefanski was the best coach for him, because I saw what he did with Case Keenum. I was like, oh, this is a match made in heaven. He's going to be able to make Baker max out on his ability. The problem is I didn't think it was that low.
Well, he saved Baker. If Baker had another bad year after his second year, that would have been it. The career year so far for Baker saved him a little bit. So Stefanski did, in a way, help him a ton. He bought him a couple more years and maybe another opportunity, either in Cleveland or somewhere else in the next contract.
Do you have that clip rolled up, Mike?
I do.
All right.
It's gonna
Tony, give us your score prediction. What did you say? 29?
29, 24, 29, 21. I don't know, 20.
All right. I thought this was pretty cool. This is one of the things that we made yesterday. And it's a little, about a minute, Mike?
Yeah, it's a minute, 10 seconds.
All right. We're going to roll this real quick. Give us a little 1 minute break. See you guys after this.
Oh, I thought you were going to click it. I got it.
Welcome to the NFL Total Access Desk, brought to you by Snickers. We are just a few days from Super Bowl 56 in Los Angeles.
There's a lot of excitement in Los Angeles right now. Fans are ready to see two great teams face off for the Lombardi Trophy. It's been an incredible season filled with walk-off winners and remarkable player performances.
But, Willie, NFL players are also human, and even the league's vets sometimes can be off their game and might even make some rookie mistakes. Let's toss it over live to Super Bowl Experience in Los Angeles to hear his fans react to some of this NFL season's most entertaining rookie mistakes.
Welcome to NFL Total Access. It's Mike on the mic with Joe Morley Sports and Jake. We're doing our Super Bowl predictions real quick. Jake, let them know what the score is going to be.
34-10, Rams.
34-10. Joe,
I'm taking the Rams, 26-16.
I got something similar to both of you, but I think it's a little bit closer. These Bengals got some magic. 28-24.
Wow, that was an interesting take. Those players were off their game. MJ, maybe they just needed a Snickers.
Yeah, I know.
As you see, we didn't really follow the script too well. But and the guy was giving me the 5-second warning when I was about to give my take.
We got to do it pretty quick, but we actually did pretty good. What do you think, Tony? Did we do all right?
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. I thought everybody got their moment to say something. Mike just had to be a little bit quicker with the Rams upset, baby, get the score out, and you get cut off on the other stuff.
That's true. That's probably
right. So you get cut out on whatever else you want to say, but you always get the score.
Yeah. Well, I can finish it. What I was trying to say very quickly at the end of that video is I think the Bengals do keep it close. I think that they're a real gritty team in more ways than one. Gritty and gritty, as in they hang in games.
I'm not even trying it. I'm too damn old to start. I'll post something right now.
Yeah, and I just think just for the future or when you are on television or whatever it is, it's Bengals pull the upset 24-14 or whatever, and then you say keep it close, whatever you want to say after that.
Yeah.
But you get the score out and the prediction.
Thanks for it. I got my Invisalign, so I'm gonna be on TV one day once I get these teeth straight.
Oh, you got your Invisalign. Wonderful.
Yo, let me see.
Not in right now.
Oh,
you see me drinking.
Aren't they supposed to be in it all the time? Okay, we got our predictions out. We got our score predictions. What about MVP predictions?
Oh, yeah, this is good. Go ahead.
I'll start. So my MVP for this game is, I feel like it has to go to Cooper Kupp, right? Like, I think that catches at least one touchdown. I think that he's going to challenge a record for a certain number of whatever the Super Bowl record is, he's going to have 13, 14 receptions for 100 and some yards. I think at the end of the game, they look there because I also have the Rams scoring defensive touchdowns in this game. Not a defensive touchdown, but maybe a kick return or, pick six, sack, strip, fumble, or like a safety and whatever. And then at that point, if it's Aaron Donald that does it, the NFL wants to give awards to these players, right? So I was between Stafford, Donald, and Kupp, but I feel like Cooper Kupp's going to put up 13, 14 receptions with a touchdown, 100-plus yards. There it is, Cooper Kupp. And maybe they use Kupp like Deebo Samuels. Maybe we see McVay unleash some stuff that we've seen Kupp do it before, but maybe they use it a little bit more. Who knows? It could be interesting.
I think that I really want to see it. I think we may see an OBJ to Kupp touchdown pass.
Okay.
I think we might. That would be fun to see, and that might actually solidify. That's an iconic moment if it happens. Kupp to win that MVP. I'm gonna go defensive line. I think that's the easy one here. Usually the easy one is the quarterback, but I think it's gonna be defensive line. And I honestly think Vonn Miller, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, Vonn Miller. I think that they're going to direct all the attention at Aaron Donald because they know that he's just a game wrecker. And then they're going to go ahead and say, whoever you are outside, you just got to deal with this guy. He's older than you. He's slower than you. He's been more banged up than you. You got to do it. And I think very much people are underestimating Vonn Miller. I think he's the second best pass rusher on the Rams D line. And when he's healthy like he is right now and he's going full speed at the end of games, that's when he starts to get those strip sacks. And that's another big thing is Aaron Donald's not really known for getting the ball out like that. But Vonn Miller is. He's kind of a strip sack artist.
Real quick, Leonard Floyd is the best pass rusher on the team.
Nah,
right?
I like Vonn Miller better.
So you think Aaron Donald is the best pass rusher, but yet they never line him up outside to try and get more of a one-on-one?
Aaron Donald is the best pass rusher on the team, yes. Did you see him against the Niners at the end of the game? Was Leonard Floyd out in the backfield saying hello to Jimmy G and giving him a nice little pat on the back?
Was he?
If you lined up, so you're telling me the best pass rusher on the team, they don't line up on the outside more to try and get him less double teams. Why?
You don't have to line him up on the outside. You have two other pass rushers that can pass rush.
But you're telling me he's the best pass rusher on the team. Why wouldn't you put him in the best position to succeed?
Think about it. J.J. Watt, when he was doing his thing, he was kind of a D tackle playing edge rusher because they didn't really have an edge rusher. These guys got two really good edge rushers. If he can demand a triple team on the inside, leave him on the inside.
Okay.
Who else are they going to put in there? Are they going to put Leonard Floyd inside?
No, you're not going to put Leonard Floyd inside, but you can.
Go ahead.
No.
AD, Vonn Miller, Leonard Floyd. And they're all good.
Yeah. I just have never heard the best player at a position not being used at that position.
Well, I think
Barry Sanders was the best running back in football, or the best wide receiver in football, but they just never played him there.
Well, I think the difference is you're looking at a D tackle as a non-pass rusher.
No, I'm not looking at it as a non-pass rusher. I'm looking at it as a less effective place for a pass rusher to live.
Unless you're Aaron Donald and you're a monster.
Okay.
He's gotten 20 sacks in a season before.
Where's the best place to get a sack? Where's like the highest success rate to get a sack?
I guess it would be the edge because you're going against tackles, yeah.
All right.
But if the Chargers had Joey Bosa and Vonn Miller and Aaron Donald, would Aaron Donald be putting Miller on the bench to play edge rusher?
I don't see any reason to get – you don't need to get players off the field, but they could get him more snaps on the edge. Like they tried to move Chris Jones to the edge, and he just wasn't effective from the edge.
AD would be effective from the edge, but what is his snap numbers from the edge?
I don't know.
They move him around. They
use him
multiple ways.
We'll look at this. I just that doesn't make any sense to me. If I had somebody who was the best at something, I would be trying to put them in more positions to succeed than what I see the Rams doing.
We'll get our IT department on that, our stat department to check all that out for you, Mike.
Thank you.
Joe, who's your MVP? We got Vonn Miller, we got Cooper Kupp. Who are you going with?
OBJ.
Well, of course, I think the media and everybody wants to see Matthew Stafford. If it's not Matthew Stafford, say if the Bengals win Joe Burrow, they want to see the quarterback. It always is. We as NFL fans, we don't want to see the quarterback because we know the quarterback's overhyped every time. And they're always giving something. So I like Aaron Donald as my MVP, but something right now is telling me to go with Jalen Ramsey of something that he makes a big play or something, and they give it to him. So right now I'm kind of torn, but I'm gonna stick with Aaron Donald, but I'm going to throw out there that there's a little chance that Jalen Ramsey becomes that MVP.
I would love it. I would love to see a cornerback win a Super Bowl MVP. I wonder if that's ever happened. Has that happened? Do you guys remember any?
Larry Brown.
I'm just going to say, if I say this out loud, you're going to make fun of me. Larry Brown for the Cowboys intercepted Neil O'Donnell twice.
Because they didn't give it to Malcolm Butler off that one pick, did they? They gave it to someone else that year. Was it Malcolm Smith or something? Or
Malcolm Smith won it for the Seahawks.
I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm
Butler did not win. I believe that went to Tom.
Did Tracy Porter win it?
Edelman? Did Edelman get it that year?
No, Edelman won it that year. Yeah, that was the year. Yeah.
Did Tracy Porter win it, or did Drew Brees win it?
I think Brees was the MVP.
The only reason I remember Larry Brown, Tony, is because I'm a Raider fan. And he went to the Raiders right after that and stunk it up.
And he was horrible. Yeah. I watched that Super Bowl with a bunch of Steelers fans, and was so sad.
What if Eric Weddle comes out with 10 tackles, a pick, and like a fumble recovery?
If Eric Weddle does anything big, he deserves it for not playing all damn season.
Yeah. I love Eric Weddle.
Well, I made an argument that he was the best pickup of all these pickups that they've made because you are now giving him the ability to call plays in the biggest game of the year.
I absolutely love the way they've used him too. They didn't bring him in and tell him we need you to go into man coverage, and try and cover these young guys that are way younger than you. They put him in the middle of the field in a lot of these plays, and they just say, "You're a free roam, see ball, hit ball." Yep. He is just flying at the ball all the time, every single play. Whether he's making tackles or he's just going after pass defenses, whatever it might be, he's just in the middle of the field looking for where they throw the ball and just going after them. And that's awesome. Yeah, and him leading the team, I guess that it's a little bit more possible because he played on the team a couple years ago, but that is so impressive for a guy to come in right before the playoffs and understand the playbook enough to this point to call the plays. That's crazy.
It is crazy. Omar has a thought here or question. Towards the bottom. I can't wait to get into all these type of speculations in the offseason, right?
I told my wife that I live on the NFL calendar, so at the new year on Monday.
Yeah.
my fireworks and my confetti ready.
Because I watched the Arthur Blank interview, and I do think there's a chance that I think they might move on if they get the right deal.
Which makes no sense why they didn't draft Justin Fields last year. This is a whole nother, like I said, we're going on a bunch of tangents, but please send Matt Ryan to Denver. All these Denver fans are just so excited for Aaron Rodgers, and I just want the rug to get pulled right out from under them, and they get Matt Ryan or Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback.
Well, I think I like Matt Ryan in Washington. I think that's a great combination with McLaurin and some of those other young receivers.
McLaurin does kind of feel like a much better Calvin Ridley type of player.
Yeah. I mean, Calvin Ridley's probably gone. The Falcons have a real chance to like seize the division unless the Bucs re-up at big quarterback move. But if they try to start Kyle Trask or Blaine Gabbert, like I heard a quote, the Bucs' next quarterback is on the roster, and I was like, no, he's not. He better not be.
Kyle Trask.
It's Tom when he unretires a week before the season. He just wanted
then that's fine. Then I'm okay with that. But Kyle Trask or Blaine Gabbert, if you go into the season with that, the team will get the bends. Like they'll be like methadone addicts being like on this, like what happened? Like we can't do this. They're gonna be freaking out. You can't go from Tom Brady to Blaine Gabbert. Like that is
Mike Evans might go ahead and just sit. Like Michael Thomas is doing in New Orleans. He might just go ahead and say, you know what, I'm not even going to play.
Yeah. Oh, Mike Evans has played with worse.
That's true. Well, I don't know, actually. Jameis Winston worse than Blaine Gabbert?
Josh McCown.
I guess technically, yeah. Josh McCown season.
Josh McCown's he's an underrated fun guy.
Can't wait for him to get into the
Watch
league.
Tampa get Davis Mills. That would be funny.
Davis Mills feels better than we give him credit for, just because he's funny.
The only way that Davis Mills is not going to be the Houston quarterback is if number 4 is somehow on the field for them, which seems like would be a miracle at this point.
Yeah, I heard there's going to be some stuff the week after the Super Bowl. There's some
decisions.
Yeah, there's some meetings and some arbitrations or some mediation type stuff.
This offseason is going to be crazy. You can already feel everything that's going on. It's already started with a bang with the Brady retirement.
All I know is I don't want the Super Bowl to end. I don't want the season to end, but I kind of do want it to end because I like the draft. I like the offseason stuff, but I just hate waiting for games.
It lets you just kind of like open up your football imagination. You can kind of just start making shit up.
This is a thing. If we're going to talk about offseason stuff. So every player that I hit up yesterday, of course, I was wearing Raider stuff, and I had to talk to him about the Raider stuff, like Isaac Rochelle. Told him, hey, come to, Mike asked him if he was coming back to L.A., to the Chargers. He kind of was like, no. I told him to go to Vegas, and he was kind of like, oh, okay. Like,
well, you know what he said? He said all my homies are in Vegas already.
Yes.
So he wants to go play with Denzel and Casey and Phylon, and you guys are probably going to get Justin Jones and all these other guys that we just let go.
So then I hit up Rashad Higgins, the wide receiver, and I go, hey, why don't you get out of that damn dog pound and come to Vegas? And he goes, I'm trying to. I want to be there.
Inside source, Rashad Higgins to Las Vegas. He's really going to transform their receiver core like who was that guy that did it last year? John Brown. He helped them out a ton.
But then Higgins and I had a good conversation about the athletes, and remember, Mike, about the Raider or the people that are in Vegas and how they're partying it up, and he can't believe how these athletes are going there and still acting up there, even if it's Vegas or anywhere else. But yeah, he's not good with that culture either.
Oh, so he wants to reverse it. He's the guy you want in the building.
Yeah.
Rashad Higgins is he's underrated. He's a casualty of Baker Mayfield's limitations. I think Rashad Higgins is a solid number 2 receiver. Like I would be fine if he was the number 2 receiver on my football team.
It felt like they just couldn't decide who the number 2 is going to be. Is it going to be Peoples-Jones or is it going to be Higgins? It seems like back and forth the whole season.
Oh, we knew who the number 2 was, and that's Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I got the joke. I liked it.
Did I tell you about my Judon flub? and how I completely messed it up.
So
I put out a post on TikTok the day before we went, and I said, if you guys want to ask any of the athletes that are listed to be there a question, I'll ask them for you, basically. And we got to meet Judon. He's the only guy I got to meet that was like on the list anyways. And I had a question there. I asked how many sacks was he going to get? And I told Matt, I was like, hey, man, I have a TikTok following. I had them ask questions, and this Patriots fan wants to know how many sacks you're going to get. Can I record your answer for him? And he said, yeah. So I recorded it, and he said, I'm getting 22 for show. But I was recording like up at the ceiling or something. I just messed up the recording part. And then they're like, all right, next. I'm like, oh, damn it.
Oh, my God.
That would have been a cool moment where he's like,
you choked under pressure with a chance to get.
To the Patriots fan who asked Matt Judon specifically who you want. I had like the comment pulled up on the screen. You know how people can do that? It was perfect, but I messed it up.
It's all good.
And Judon's not getting 22 sacks. That's what I told him. And he was like, all right, get off my damn stage.
Next. That's what he's like. Next.
Omar, really appreciate you. He's mentioned the Lovie Smith hire a few times. And I just want to say that I love this hire for the Texans too. The Texans just have too much road to cover, I think, to catch up with the Titans and Colts in that division.
I would have preferred Brian Flores over Lovie Smith, but
yeah,
Lovie Smith, when he was the head coach, he did good, so he should be able to turn this around as well.
Those jobs are just hard to take and get successful. Like the stacks, the odds are stacked way against you in those situations. Like Robert Saleh in New York. They had a very good offseason last year, in my opinion, and they need to have another really good offseason this year to get to like 6 wins. That's how far away they are. It's insane.
Hey, and I texted you guys earlier about Rob Ryan coming back to the NFL. You guys didn't say nothing back.
Yeah,
but Rob Ryan has been hired by the Raiders as a defensive assistant or defensive, I don't know what the hell they call him, where he's going to help the defense.
Remember, it doesn't mean anything to me. Rob Ryan's never been a coach on a good defense. Like, so it doesn't mean anything.
It's just funny to have him back, though. That's my thing.
No, it is great. It is to get him over there. I love seeing the long hair and the excitement, but it's not like you're getting Rex from the Ravens defenses. You're getting Rob, the brother that's, the generic version.
The Raiders did hire an offensive coordinator today. It's the Patriots wide receiver coach. What was his name? Something Lombardi. Mick Lombardi.
Is he a part of the fam?
He's the son of Michael Lombardi, the former GM and now writes or news guy. And then they also brought over the Patriots offensive line coach.
Speaking of Lombardi's, Tony, I was standing next to that Lombardi, and I could hear it. It was speaking. It kept saying,
hey, Mike, I know what you're talking about. Standing next to that trophy was something else. Unreal. Like, we couldn't touch that trophy, Tony. It had a box around it. But standing next to that trophy was amazing.
I looked at it, I made eye contact, and I fell in love. Right there.
Here's one reason why I'm so excited about the offseason. I'm going to go 150 million%. As long as Telesco doesn't F us in free agency, he just needs to get 2 players in free agency that I didn't fall in love with, and it's going to be nothing but Chargers Super Bowl talk for like 12 months straight. From like starting Monday until next, February 15th will be nothing but Chargers Super Bowl talk.
We're going to look terrible, Tony. This is going to be a hard show to watch.
Let's just say last year I heard that the Chargers were the center away. The center that they brought in was like the Tom Brady signing the year before.
I got the joke. It was a really good signing. He ended up being the first team All-Pro, Pro Bowler, and had a great season. I'm happy we got Lindsley.
Yeah.
Lindsley. Speaking of centers, Ryan Jensen's going to be available. Vegas, you want to unroll the biggest contract ever? Or you want Rod Hudson back?
My dog? What is my dog doing?
She's hanging out.
Oh, I don't know. Omar just commented, Tony, your dog. I don't know what she was doing. Maybe she tried to attack my face.
Or something back there in the background, so her head was just.
Yeah, she knows I'm getting ready to leave the house, and so she's won't go more than 6 feet away from me.
Thinking that she's gonna be able to convince you to stay.
Yeah, or go with me, but we're going to dinner. It's not going to happen. Speaking of which, I got to wrap this thing up before you guys can keep going.
One last question, and then we'll wrap it up. This is it. What are you eating tomorrow? Super Bowl Sunday, what's the one thing you're going to?
So I make chicken wings, and I will make barbecue and buffalo. I fry them up in butter, and then I put all the sauces and seasonings that I want on them, bake them so they can get nice and crispy on there. I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to make some sort of cheesy potatoes or just go with a mac and cheese. There'll be some sort of rolls. I'm going to go down the street to this place. They have these giant Bavarian pretzels. They're like huge. So I'm going to get one of those. I will do that. And then I'm going to drink. I haven't decided if I'm going to go with a fun drink because my wife's going to watch the Super Bowl with me. So maybe it'll be like some sort of strawberry margarita or something so that I know that she'll want to get a little hammered with me. Because she's not going to sit and drink whiskey with me. But if I make pitchers of margarita, my wife will get hammered. I'm going to try and get her to spend her Prize Picks money that she's been hoarding. And, and shout at the TV.
So she's going to have a hard time watching the Super Bowl when her favorite player, Patrick Mahomes, is not there.
Oh, she was so bummed. Did I tell you? I don't know if I told you guys about, like, I wanted to tell her the Tyreek Hill story because she loves the Chiefs so much. Oh, look at the cheetah. He's so much. And I go, I could tell you one story about Tyreek Hill and you would hate him. Like, you would just absolutely hate him. But then I felt bad because it's like she's untainted. She doesn't need to know that. And I'm trying to get her to like football. So it's better to like something than nothing.
You're like, I'll just hold that in.
Yeah, so I didn't say it. Plus, it just feels wrong and dirty to try and get her to hate somebody using that situation.
And one day Tyreek Hill's going to leave. They're going to run out of money, and he's going to go to another team. So then you can be like, okay with her rooting for him.
What are you eating,
She
Mike?
hates Joe Burrow. She thinks Joe Burrow's cocky and doesn't like him. And I was like, all right, we're back.
You see him at the practice going around the internet? He's at the practice with those glasses on. Like, it's walkthroughs, yeah, but it's like, bro, you do not need to be swaggy all the damn time.
Oh, I lost it the other day because Aditi Kikwala did a story on how he wears one sock inside out, and it's the coolest I don't care move she's ever seen. I was like, this dude literally, they're doing a story on how Joe Burrow wears one sock inside out because he's too lazy.
Sounds like a hater to me.
Cool. I was like, what?
Sounds like you're just hating because you didn't think of it first, Tony.
I've worn plenty of socks inside out and never thought it was cool.
Whoa, man. Well, Tony, we would be great Super Bowl buddies if you pick me up like Tom Telesco is going to pick up Akeem Hicks this offseason as your Super Bowl buddy, because I don't know if you've known this, is a huge chicken wing enthusiast. And I will be having chicken wings for dinner tonight, for lunch tomorrow, and for dinner tomorrow. And I can't wait for every single one of those meals. And I like margaritas too. I opened up my own margarita bar illegally out of my barracks room.
Well, you're welcome to come here. I thought you were going to Shania Twain concert or something.
That's this one. I'm talking about this offseason. I'm a free agent because my buddy is moving far away. Yeah. I'm not going to fly to for Super Bowl.
But aren't you going out of town or something tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I'm going to San Diego.
Yeah. What? Well, enjoy that. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Joe, you didn't say what you were going to eat. I feel like a lot of people are waiting to find out what that is.
Joe.
Why would people be waiting to see what I'm eating?
Well, you brought it up.
I was going to say.
No, we're going to go with the chicken tenders, of course. Whatever kind of dipping sauce that you want. And, of course, we're going to do with a pico de gallo and the 7-layer dip with the chips. And that's basically it. We normally go finger food for the Super Bowl. And then what was she saying? She was saying something earlier. I missed out on it. But, yeah, we just normally go like the easy finger foods and just have a great time watching the game. But it's just normally, like I said, just us having a good time.
The 7-layer dip is so great and underrated, and I never think about it. Maybe I'll try and make my own 7-layer dip tomorrow.
And let me say, 2 layers are very – if you go – there's a store right here. It's a cheap store. It's called Grocery Outlet. If you buy the 5-layer dip from them, they screw you on 2 layers, and it's not good. It's not good at all.
Gonna make it.
See, I can do a 6-layer dip if you just got rid of the tomatoes. Like that's always the thing I try and scoop around. But the guac, the sour cream, the cheese, the beans, I'm in for all that.
Not a tomato fan, Tony?
No, tomatoes are very overrated. Like if it's not ground up and turned into some sort of pizza or pasta sauce, like I just don't really like it.
A burger.
No, it bleeds and it just runs onto my bun and makes it soggy. Like it doesn't do anything for me.
You gotta stop eating all these juicy ass tomatoes.
That's the whole point of when you get it. The only time I really like a tomato is when somebody takes out of their garden, they'll cut it and they put a little salt on it. Then I can have like a tomato's really good. I can eat it by itself. But
I used to eat tomato sandwiches, just bread, tomato, mayonnaise.
Well, Luba's back, guys, just in time to see us say goodbye. Tony Tucker, give us your prediction and your MVP one more time.
Rams 29-24, cover the spread. Cooper Kupp's the MVP.
Mike?
Rams 28-24. They win it on a clutch game-winning drive by Matthew Stafford, but Vonn Miller still somehow gets the Super Bowl MVP.
And I'm going with the Rams 26-16 with Aaron Donald winning the MVP.
All day.
Enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody. Until the offseason, because we won't be here tomorrow. I'm Joe Morley. That's my guy, Tony Tucker. And on the bottom is Mike on the mic.
What a good